So what's up, guys? It's been a while since I posted on my YouTube. So I just want to update you guys where I've been, what's going on, project I'm working on, and I kind of want to talk to you guys about a specific topic I have in mind. So I'll try to keep this brief because if you watch my videos, you know I tend to rant. So I'm just gonna go into it. Since I posted with you guys, I had a client. I was doing SMMA, sort of, brand managing. And I've kind of coached that client to where they're okay to go. They're a very small business, so it couldn't afford to keep me along internal with the team. So I transferred over to a new full-time like marketing position thing, and that's okay. But during that transition, I built sort of like a blog that's transformed into a media brand, an Instagram media brand, and I've been doing the whole LinkedIn thing. So I just want to talk about a lot of that and why I'm doing that and my theory behind that. So I posted on LinkedIn a couple weeks ago that every person and every business should be a media company first and their practice second. If you watch Gary Vee, if you heard of him, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'll be kind of elaborating on that. And I learned about that business model from him kind of years ago. And I never really saw truly what he meant. I kind of thought he meant more so influencer, but now I'm starting to see there's a different range for something like that. So what I'm getting at is if you kind of take the idea of starting a blog or just writing in general online and you extrapolate that to a brand, something that's branded, something that it's more community based, then you're hitting at something more like a media attention machine. Once you monetize, you have a media company. And you take that monetization and you reinvest in the content, and now you're a full blown media brand. And you know, I've just had a kind of micro success with an Instagram blog turned to a media brand, and we're doing about 3 million views monthly. And we're kind of at the point where we're thinking about monetizing because I have the whole marketing agency, me personally working in marketing, that's kind of bringing in my main revenue for me personally in my brand, so to speak. But that machine I'm building, any project I work on that's monetizable, like a clothing brand, service business, lifestyle branding, products, drop shipping, it all could be funneled through that attention machine I'm building, which is the garden blog. And it's not really just a blog. I call it a blog so people understand what I'm saying when I say media company. But that thing is just a machine for attention. And it's a machine tapped for the right attention. So whatever niche I started, like the niche I'm starting that's gaining attention, I could leverage products within surrounding that niche. And that's essentially my advertising budget. And I've built this thing for free. I haven't ran an ad for it. I haven't paid for promotion, which may come down the line, but it's all built organically. I have over 100,000 monthly engagements, like likes and comments and shares. Well, I have more than 100,000 likes a month, but we have around like 300,000 engagements, meaning shares, likes, comments across one platform. If you combine all my platforms, I mean, I don't know, like 4 or 5 million views, 300,000 impressions. Like, I'll show you guys analytics, but the point I'm getting at is I don't have to be an influencer to do affiliate marketing. I don't have to show my face and do TikToks and dance or have six pack or do the whole travel thing, which I've done, but this is outside of me. This could be for my future family. This could be a machine for income when I'm still working a corporate job 5, 10 years from now, if that's what I decide to do. It's independent on its own. That's why I'm calling it a machine and not an entity of me. I'm the owner and founder, but tomorrow I could just hire someone to curate content and I step away from that entire business model until we get to the point that we're scaling the monetization part. You know, I could just do the monetization part and that's it. I don't worry about the branding, the content, nothing. Um, but I mean, sorry. And that's not impressive, right? The part that will be impressive to me is the ability to monetize. But I have infrastructure set up that, well, because I work in marketing, because I've had the agency model for a while, because I've built products before and done Facebook, FBA, I've done drop shipping, I've created, streetwear brands. And the problem and why I'm not successful in any of those things in the past is the lack of attention and pull to gain customers. When it was just my friends on Instagram, I could convert half of my real true friend group, not off that they're my friends. I never asked them to buy. It's just the design was good. They liked it. I guess they liked my personal brand. They decided to opt in. But when you have a large pool of audience that's a similar interest to you, but it may not be you. It could be you. It could not be you. They're much more like you have a large pool. Large amount of people could buy from that. So the point I really want to get at, just to get to the point, is that when you build a media brand, you have extreme leverage. You're leveraging the attention you're getting and you're building a product on the back of that. Honestly, you don't even need to build your own product or understand the intricacies of like targeted marketing. Your marketing in the bigger sense is done for you by that media brand. Then you could just affiliate marketing. And it's not the cheesy affiliate marketing you're probably thinking of. It could be that. But if you just think about the brands you've dreamed of working with, if you can somehow negotiate a deal that, look, I get X million amount of views every month. If you put your product on my page for X price, and I could hope and project that this is the return you'll get, let's bet a percentage of that profit I get. If not, nothing. That's the perfect deal for any business. You have the most leverage at that point, and the business has nothing to lose. They're paying advertisers hundreds of dollars an hour or a day, and it's not guaranteed to just get impressions, by the way. The engagement, Facebook isn't promising you engagement when you run an ad. They're, the only thing that can put a solid number next to your money is impressions and views. So if you can deliver that same amount of impressions and views in theory, or your customer or your follower count is this much and your average is this much, it's just like when you have a case study or you have a media kit, you leverage that so you can sell advertisements. Now, why I call this a media company, and I'm using that terminology because some people could call this a blog. The blog is a similar thing. Why I'm calling it a media, because if you break down the business model of a media company, right? A media company takes news that exists in the world, events that are happening, whether they report on it or not, you know, uh, stories that are happening, whether they report on it or not. Things are happening in the world, whether it's on TV, on your phone, doesn't matter. It happened in real life. So it's not original content made from strategy and thin air. There's no one pulling the strings to make stories in theory, right? That's what we think, right? Uh, but generally speaking, real life events happen. The news takes that content and reports on it. Not every news source has boots on the ground in front of the courthouse, recording the right before the trial or right before a natural disaster hits. Not every media company has a reporter out there narrating what's happening so it's original content. Media companies, a lot of the times, they don't even need to put people on the ground of the actual event. The event just happens, random people are recording it. They take that or they send a broadcaster out later to talk about the aftermath. They compile that and they run a news story. That news story gains mass attention because it's leveraging on the fact that there's a massive event going on. This is what you need to know. It's breaking news. Watch this. You decide to click on and watch CNN or Fox. They get you for 15 minutes on this crazy event. They report on it. They give their 2 cents. They give you the content, the footage of what actually happened. They tell you, kind of in a factual way what happened. Then they have opinion or you have opinion editorials or opinion conversations about what just happened. Like how you have announcers or you have NFL analysts that break down the game once the game has been played because the game's getting played, whether Fox likes to report on it or not. Then after, they give their 2 cents, they give their opinion on what just took place. That's taking content, repurposing it, and packaging it and delivering it to an audience. In exchange, they get attention. That attention they bring to brands and say, we have this media kit, we get X amount of audience every week. A new story comes out, we get X million views. That brand gives them money in exchange for a TV spot in between that news. They collect the money, reinvest it into media, and so on and so forth. And eventually, after they collect so much money from reporting on things that already exist, then they create original TV, like TV shows, movies, documentaries. That's where original content comes in. But if you're a small business, if you're just like me, a recent college graduate, you don't have the time, the resources to make this amazing original content, which it's very possible to make original content nowadays, but it's still hard nonetheless. You can make 1,000 original videos on TikTok, and only one of them may go micro viral or semi viral, or might not go viral at all. So you spent months creating original creative ideas from your mind to something that hasn't got any views. But you could take content, repurpose that content creative way, package it up in your branding, give it to your audience with your original opinions from your brain. That attracts an audience, and then you build a brand off of that. We're not talking about being an influencer anymore. We're talking about building a media company. Once you start getting dollars from just reporting on what's already happening in the world, what will already be on social media with or without you, you just get in between that exchange of attention and money. You plant yourself in between the flow of attention and the flow of money. You become the gatekeeper of what's relevant, what's culturally relevant, what influences people truly. That's where you become dangerous. That's why every influencer you see, they start doing a podcast once the money comes in. How do we keep this influence we just built off of TikTok? Start a podcast. Have guests come on that podcast, talk about their story, their news. Now you're reporting on other influencers' news. Now you're becoming so culturally relevant when they talk about makeup in a general scheme or cars in a general scheme, your name's brought up. Before, when you're an influencer, you're one of 300 car influencers. But now that when you're reporting on it, whether it's a podcast, blog, website, LinkedIn, you're talking about the subject at large, you're gaining attention, and you're also showing other brands' content, you become the go-to source for the new information in the market, period. That's powerful beyond just money. You are now an authority in a large space. You've climbed out of just having a small niche of, oh, I like that guy, he's cool, let me follow him. It's more, I like everyone who he's talking about and the subject he's talking about, I'm following him. There's people that will hate you, not like the people you're talking about, and follow you because they want to keep up with it. The idea of a reality TV show. Think about a reality TV show, and most of them are produced by news companies who've gotten money and decide to make original content, so they make reality TV. The premise of that, they're following people's lives that you watch, good or bad, with drama. Half the cast you don't like, the other cast you love. But you're still tuning into that show just because you didn't like character A, B, or the main two characters of the female lead of that reality show doesn't mean you're gonna never watch it again. You might still watch to see, oh, what's gonna happen next to them. That person is bought into a world. When you're building a media company, you're almost building another world of media. Someone can buy into that world. When you're an influencer, they can buy into you. You can have a more direct relationship with the person. Me and you could have a relationship. You could talk to me on live when I'm streaming or whatever the case. That works amazing. You can make a lot of money and impact doing that. With the blog, not everyone has to like me. Not everyone is my cup of tea. But the media I'm putting out may affect a different genre of people that wouldn't have liked my persona, person, likeness to begin with. So that's why I think, the media company blog route is very important. If I'm saying all this, but an easy way to start is just Instagram theme pages or Instagram blogs. So, I'm gonna talk about this in other videos, and I know I went on a tangent, but if you want to know more about it, I will be talking about it more. I know I've been away from YouTube. I'm gonna be back, but my LinkedIn is James Ina. My new blog is gardenclub.us, sierra-garden.com, by James Us, the website. Just reach out to me. I'm gonna be making more content. I'm gonna be back. I'm still doing branding. I'm still doing marketing stuff, but this is really important to me right now, and it's just a new thing in my life that's I've seen a lot of micro success with this, so I'm excited to see where it's going to go. And if any of you guys want to start something like that, talk to me. Let's talk about it. Let's share ideas and whatnot. Hit me in the comments. The classic like, comment, subscribe. If you got this far, thank you so much. I don't even know if I'm going to chop this up. I might just upload this straight. So, love. Thank you guys.